Okay, welcome to the press conference. We do have simultaneous translation. If you'd like to put your hand up, a microphone will come to you. Could we ask, because there's so many people in, that the photographers perhaps leave after the first question?
Jose, is Alexis Sanchez fit for the game tomorrow? I know he didn't train. And the other players, they're all out fit as well.
The players you saw are the players that are available. Nothing to hide. And Alexis is out.
Buonasera, José Álvarez para La Sexta. Dopo le notizie.
Well, after what you've just said, they're now saying that you may well be linked with them going back to Real Madrid. Are you happy to hear about that? No, I'm happy here. I'm happy here. I'm happy to see out my contract to the very last day of that contract, and I would like to stay after my contract runs out as well. All I'm thinking about at the moment is Manchester United.
Perez.
We're here to talk about the game.
Yeah, not the game.
Questions on football?
So you obviously be facing Cristiano Ronaldo, you know very well. How highly do you rate him of everyone you've worked with, and how would you describe him as a player in your time with him?
I thought Cristiano is in a level where he doesn't need these questions and these answers. He's one of the best players of all times, and nobody can tell different than that. He's one of the best players of all times. It's as simple as that.
José, para Eleven Sports, quão importante é este jogo para recuperar a forma do United e mesmo para...
So I'm sorry, but the guy's asking the question in Portuguese, which isn't one of the languages which is supposed to be spoken.
So apologies for that. So my question was, coming into this game, obviously United are...
The last time I spoke in Portuguese, I was in trouble.
Yeah, no, sorry. I didn't know it was Portuguese.
Thought I'd make things easier. No, so coming into this game, obviously, you know, it seems like United really need the win. How much pressure are you facing? And do you think this game will be important to recover United's form?
United's form was shown in the past two matches. The way we want to play, the way we can play, was shown in the past two matches. So let's try to do it again.
Hola, José, ¿qué tal? Dani Gil para la cadena COPE. Did you understand Cristiano Ronaldo's decision to force...
There are Italian journalists here or no?
Yeah. It's English or Italian?
I'm asking in English.
Okay.
So, did you understand Cristiano Ronaldo's decision to force his departure from Real Madrid?
We're not here. We're here to talk about a game tomorrow evening. Sorry.
Hi, Jose. Antonio Valencia's been left out of your last, I think, two squads. Is there a chance he'll be back in for tomorrow? And was he left out because he upset you? Was there a particular reason why you left him out of your squads, please?
And the reason was that he was 10 days without training with a problem, not an injury, but a problem that he had a very complicated surgery on his mouth and 10 days without training, and need a little bit of time to recover some level after that.
Jose, you talked about the last two games. How has the mood changed around the place? And are the players now, on the back of those two games, ready for a challenge like Juventus?
You know, against Chelsea, there were contradictions in our feelings. Because by one side, everybody was happy with the collective performance, but nobody was happy with the result. So there were contradictory feelings. What I told the players is that you have to try to get the best out of these feelings. By one side, keep the happiness and keep that pride and that confidence of the way we play, and by the other side, use that anger, if you want to call it that way, to motivate yourself to play a big football match. So good.
Jose, there'll obviously be, away from Ronaldo, there'll be a lot of focus on Paul Pogba tomorrow, coming up against his former club. How different is he to the player you bought 2 years ago? And has he developed and matured in the way you hoped and anticipated?
I don't like this press conference.
No?
No. I don't want to speak about Pogba. I don't want to speak about individuals. I don't want to speak to the Spanish journalists because they are only interested in Real Madrid and in Ronaldo. I'm going to play against one of the big clubs in the world, one of the biggest candidates of winning the competition. That's what motivates me. That's what brings me here. And I think the press conference is going in other directions. So if he's going in other directions, I also want to go in another direction. No, I'm serious. I want to thank Sarri for his honesty. I want to thank Chelsea for its honesty too. But I'm not happy. I'm not happy that he's going too far with a young boy. I don't think he deserves more than what he got. He apologized to me. I accept his apologies. I think he deserves a second chance. I don't think he deserves to be sacked. I don't think he deserves anything more than the fact that his club was strong with him, and he went through a situation that in the end he recognizes that he was wrong. So I hope everybody does the same as I did, which is to don't disturb a career of a young guy, which probably is a great guy, probably is a coach with great potential. And I'm not happy at all with more than that. End of story. With me is end of story. In the minute he apologized to me. But I really would like the boy for not to go through more than that. Let him work. Everybody makes mistakes. I made lots of mistakes. So I hope they let the kid go on.
Jose.
Is it on the game?
Yeah, I'm afraid it is about an individual as well.
Not individuals, just on the game.
Okay. In recent weeks, a real positive has been Anthony Martial. How happy are you with him and the way he's responded this season?
That's individual, but I think Martial is like the team. The team is playing fine. Martial is playing fine. It's easier for individuals to play when the team is playing well, and vice versa. And Anthony was involved in 2 matches where the team scored 5 goals, where the team played really well, and he played well too.
Okay, we'll have one last question from the Italian journalist just here.
Good afternoon. I'm from the Corriere della Sera. I just wanted to ask you, earlier you said that Juventus is one of the biggest clubs. Is it the number 1 favourite for the Champions League? If that's the case, why? And then also, what does it have in addition to what it had last year, apart from Ronaldo? What else does it have this year?
Ronaldo sembra che è poco.
Well, when you say apart from Ronaldo, it seems that isn't much. Well, they've got Bonucci. They've got Caseo. Apart from him, they have Chan, and I've forgotten, but there are other important additions as well. These players are all important, and we hope the players are out at the moment. We'll be back soon, let's hope that it's just a minor injury. Juventus have a lot to offer. They have an extra year's experience, of course, with the same coach, the same structure. So for the last 5 years or so now, they've been contenders to win the title. They've been in a couple of finals. They've won 7 Scudetti on the trot. And they have, a really special player, a player who makes a real difference as well. And so, as far as I'm concerned, Juventus is more than just a contender for this season to win the Champions League, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Hi everybody, welcome to the press conference. I have Romelu Lukaku here to answer your questions on tomorrow's game. If you want to put your hands up, and we will get to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
Hi. You'll know the scrutiny and the focus on Manchester United has been so intense over the last few weeks. The last 2 games, though, have seen a kind of shift. You've played better, you've got results. Has the mood changed within the camp? Because there's so much said about the players, the relationship between the players and the manager.
Yeah.
Has the mood changed?
Yeah, the mood is really positive. Obviously, we are disappointed with the way how the game ended against Chelsea. But like I said at the start of the season, a lot of stuff has changed behind the scenes. And it's going to take time, obviously, to be where we want to be. But I think the last 2 games will prove that we can play and we can press forward, and we have players to make the difference. And now the work that we're doing behind the scenes has to deliver into wins. Who else?
Hi, Romelu.
Hi.
Is there a difference in the atmosphere in the dressing room amongst the players on Champions League nights as opposed to other nights? And can you feel a difference in your manager as well when these big occasions come around?
I mean, obviously, we know it's a big game, and we are really prepared for the game of tomorrow.
Hi, Romelu.
Hi.
You and the manager are talking about how well Juventus have strengthened over the summer, and they're a candidate to win the tournament. How realistic an ambition do you think that is for Manchester United this season? Is the squad there to go and challenge to win this competition?
Obviously, the challenge of tomorrow is obviously to win the game against a really difficult side. But we're going to do our best and see where we stand against one of the best teams in Europe.
Just in terms of the last 2 games, what do you think the difference has been between the first halves against Newcastle and Chelsea and then the second halves when you've looked an awful lot better?
I think the first half we just started slow, no initiative on the ball, no movement. But then in the second half, everything that we said that we want to do in the first half, we do it always in the second half, and that's why we come back and we get great results. But now the key is to start games like we do in the second half, but also in the first half, and maintain it as much as we can.
Hi, Romelu.
Hi.
You're coming up against probably the best striker in the world in Cristiano Ronaldo,
yeah, definitely.
A legend here as well. Is that someone who you look to emulate?
Emulate, yes. You just look at the way he plays, the way how he performs, and the way how he prepares himself for the big games and also the regular games. He's a guy who's been consistent for the last 10 years, I suppose, and he's an example for all the young players coming up.
Romelu, why are you not starting games very well? Is it a mental thing?
I would not say it's mental, but we have a plan every time when we go against a team. We have a plan, but then I don't know how to explain it. But it's just something that needs to get out. We need to start with much more confidence and with much more intensity on the offensive side. Because defensively we are set up really well, but then it's on the ball that's where we need to make the difference.
Romelu, is that part of the reason why you found it harder to score goals this season? I mean, you seem to score lots of goals for Belgium, but you don't even seem to be getting many chances for United. Why is that?
I don't know. Basically now I think I'm still in a phase where with Belgium I've been playing there for 10 years. So I've been there since I was 16 now and 25. So players know me much more. But here, I still think that, my teamwork between myself and my teammates can improve much better. And it's something that, we are working on. The players need to know me. They need to know my movements, and I need to know their movements. And when that start clicking, I think then the results like I have with Belgium will come also over here.